right,
It's
6 p.m.
Okay.
I'm here, Tom's here. Marty is absent. He is actually in court training. Lucky him. Meg, Barb, Ricky, and Jim. Is there anything for public comment this evening? Seeing nothing for public comment, we'll move right along. Barb, I know that you've worked extremely hard on the sick leave policy development. Do you want to give just a kind of brief overview, or however you want to?
I'd like to do that, Michael. It's been a labor of love. I believe this was started a little while ago in terms of a concept for the town of Plattsburgh employees with regards to, initially started off as sick leave bank. But I will say that based on some ongoing discussions and then some formal discussions with department heads, I think what we came to consensus is that it really is a town of Plattsburgh sick leave donation program, okay? So outlined here for review are the highlights of that in terms of a policy. And it is a sick leave donation program that is voluntary. So it is something that should an event trigger the need for this, this is the policy that will put that in place. So let me slow down to see if there's any questions. I mean, the draft is here for review. I suggest that my recommendation is to move this forward for next week's proposed resolution.
All right. Anything else?
Overall, it looks pretty good. It took a lot of time to come up with it. I know it's a number of drafts going through, but it's good to me.
I think, and I think Michael understands this, and I would think Meg does too, that perfection isn't something we should just try to achieve right away. I think things can evolve, and simplicity, I hope, and conciseness is also important. So certainly try to keep it so that it wasn't cumbersome.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for doing this. You're welcome.
Gonna jump right in. Historian, Dick Borgowski has served as our historian for some time now. He has, I always speak at my worst, at the end of a long day. I've got what they often refer to as word salad. It's just garbled. He has expressed that he is once again going to be out of pocket for a period of time. This time, most likely for 6 weeks to possibly 2 months. And he has also admittedly said that if we have somebody that would be a better individual in that stead, that he would be happy to step aside and allow us to appoint somebody that has more time, etc. I think it is worthwhile for us to explore that. Dick has done a number of things over his period of time. Everybody has their own approach as the town historian. And I appreciate that he kind of said, hey, I've kind of done some stuff, but maybe it's time to appoint somebody else that's more readily available, especially during 2 months. So if you have thoughts and opinions on who might be a good individual to fill that, let me know. We can explore it. I would say if we maybe get into a position, we may ask Dick to be appointed for a short period of time and then make a transition if that should be the case. So I just wanted to make you folks aware of that, okay?
I just want to say that's such an important position because there's so much history that's going on in our town and so much that's happening right now that is history.
Yep. And he's been in, doing some stuff, and I just think that again, he's acknowledged that, I don't want to get into his full medical, but he was out for a period of time with some stuff, and I think you just kind of reevaluate some of your own personal expectations of what you're going to be doing with your life at that time. So that's not to make it seem like his health is not well. I just think he's reprioritizing and also giving us an opportunity, which I appreciate. So let me know if you have some thoughts and opinions. PERMA, don't need to get into this too lengthy. Public Employee Risk Management Association has sent us some materials that they are looking for us to adopt workers' compensation, employee liability program agreement and stuff. It's really an update in some of the materials. So, given, that I received these recently, they're gonna go to Jim first, and then if everything is okay, I likely will have a resolution on the docket next week, just to be able to do this. We've had a really good relationship with PERMA, and it's an important program to us, so I just didn't want you to be like, why is this on the agenda? I'm gonna have Jim look at it first, and take a look at it, all right?
Yep.
So, moving forward, draft resolutions, but revisiting, taking stuff off of the table. Resolution 295, the JCO Services Agreement for 2017-2018.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Town Board is in receipt of the 2017-2018 annual agreement between the town of Plattsburgh and the Joint Council for Economic Opportunity of Plattsburgh and Kenton County Incorporated, which states that the service and financial assistance rendered by both parties for the operation of the community outreach program in the town of Plattsburgh for a period commencing December 1st, 2017 and ending November 30th, 2018. Whereas the town board has given consideration to the request of $21,123 for contribution for the outreach program, and does hereby authorize the supervisor to sign and execute said agreement upon approval by the town attorney. Now therefore be resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to make said payment in the net amount of $21,123 to JCO, and that payment be made payable from the town of Plattsburgh's general fund. And it is further resolved that an executed copy of this agreement is returned to JCO for their files, and the finance manager be given a copy also.
Is there a motion to take it off the table?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Berkey Yurt. Any discussion on the item?
The resolution's the same. All we did was correct the numbers
Yes.
in the
Correct.
agreement,
Yes.
so I don't see any problem.
Yeah, as I said, I wanted to make sure, and, I apologize, and also just, having that conversation with Bruce. It was an easy correction, but that's why I said
Yeah.
table it, and
Yeah.
we'll get it done.
No, I appreciate that, because it
Okay.
got cleaned up for a while, so,
Yep.
thank you, Michael.
So, without further ado, can I get a roll call then?
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Meg LePave?
Yes.
Barb Hebert?
Yes.
Mike Cash?
Yes, resolution does carry. Just give me a second, I need to mark Marty absent. Resolution.
Are we taking, 301?
Yeah. I think that numbering is right. I'll correct numbering if there's an issue with that. Authorizing the filing in the town clerk's office of water and wastewater capital plan dated November 2017 with the consolidated sewer district, consolidated water district, base sewer district, and the base water district.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh was previously formed pursuant to Article 12, or 12A of the town law, state of New York, the town of Plattsburgh consolidated sewer district, the town of Plattsburgh consolidated water district, the town of Plattsburgh base water district, and the town of Plattsburgh base sewer district. And whereas the aforementioned special districts require capital improvements in order to maintain the infrastructure and other improvements for each district. And whereas the town board has retained the services of LaBerge Engineering Group, competent engineers to prepare a water and wastewater capital plan for the aforementioned special districts. Whereas the LaBerge Group has prepared the water wastewater capital plan, a copy to which is attached. Now therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, hereby authorize the filing of the water and wastewater capital plan with the town clerk's office for public inspection. And it be further resolved that any resident of the town of Plattsburgh be permitted to review the water and wastewater capital plan during normal business hours of the town.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
Is there any motion to take it off the table?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, any discussion? Again, this is just process oriented, everybody. Deborah, did you get a copy of that?
I do,
Okay, I just want to make
Thank
sure. Yep.
in color.
Right? But it was PDF though, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Seeing nothing further, can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashin?
Yes.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Barb Beaver?
Yes.
Meg Lefebvre?
Yes, do we pass the resolution though? We used to make a motion to take it off the table.
With the adoption,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Carries, okay.
And if you already specified.
We can revisit it.
It's fine if you say it
Okay.
after the fact. It's
All right.
okay with me.
Is everybody okay with the, taking off the table with the adoption?
That's what I thought we were
Okay.
doing, but
Okay.
good.
Marty, absent. Thank you. All right. Last one for consideration tonight,
Just for the-
and make sure to give this a number. 302. Town of Plattsburgh Smart Growth Plan Advisory Committee PAC membership.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh currently faces a growth series of community development issues and concerns, including rapidly increasing public infrastructure demands and recent increase in commercial, industrial, and residential development have contributed to this issue. Whereas the town seeks to develop a smart growth plan that will capture investments made in the region and build upon the foundation of a strong, mutually beneficial relationship with the city of Plattsburgh and our visiting neighbors, both regional and international. Whereas pursuant to Town Law 272A, a special board considering one or more members of the planning board and such members as appointed by the town board may be created to prepare a proposed comprehensive plan and/or amendments thereto. And whereas the town board has considered the appointments of the following individuals to serve as a smart growth plan advisory board. You want me to read the names?
You would like-
Yep, okay. James King, Betty Lou Joy, Alex Forrester, Margot Zellis, Tim Palmer, Thomas Wood, Barb Hebert, Nick Harden, Katie Kingsley, Scott Farrington, Paul DeMonicos, Greg Rosanna, Buck Robin, Terry Senecal, Tom Fry, Sarah Brown, Megan London,
Lynn.
Neil, Megan Lannon, Neil Passett, Tony Baker, Michael Gagnon, Angela Sweet. Now therefore be resolved that the above individuals be appointed and charged with the responsibility to oversee the preparation of the smart growth draft final plan recommendation to the town board for adoption. And to be further resolved, the staff of the planning, codes, recreation, and other departments will support the efforts of the planning advisory committee. And it be further resolved that the town board does accept and confirm said appointments to serve on the town of Plattsburgh Smart Growth Plan Advisory Committee, and the supervisor and the planning department planners be charged with filling vacancies and/or adding to the park as needed. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the planning departments, codes department, recreation department, and park members.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
LaFave, any discussion?
Yes, when Michael Gagnon did not want to serve, so
It's gonna be taken.
should remove his name.
Yep, strike it from the list.
And the number 15, Tom Fry, I think it was F-R-E-Y.
Yep.
So we should change that. And there were two people not listed that we had on the original list. I don't know if those were.
To be fair, these two people tentatively committed with the understanding that they would get more information. So if this is a public document in any way, if it's posted online or something, the last two names are, we need to get them more information. They're not full commitment.
So we should do another resolution later if we're gonna have.
Yeah, I would hold off and do a second one, so
So
Paul.
cross off those two last ones?
Yeah.
Well,
That
no.
weren't read, that weren't read?
Yes.
Yeah,
They're not, just Michael Gagnon is the only one we're crossing off now.
hold on. You were suggesting the last two though?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Ricky had a different resolution than us.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
okay. I have one with 22 and 23.
Yes.
Yeah.
can take
Oh, you
those.
do?
Yeah.
Take those out, yeah. And Rick, in fairness to you, number 10 is 5%.
Yeah.
I know it's a hard name.
So we're gonna take 22 and 23 off for now as well.
Okay, 22, 23, but we're leaving 21 on as 20, right?
Yeah, it will get
That's fine.
readjusted. I would also like to add, again, part of this was because of the moving, that right after the last person listed, that there be an additional resolve that says individuals with an asterisk
Yes.
will serve on a subcommittee to review RFPs.
Thanks, Michael, because I wanted to make
Okay.
clarification with the asterisks. if that was- Okay.
I'll accept those changes.
And Tom, will you contact the two gentlemen at the end of the list and give them the information? you
Yes, I can do
requested?
that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The other thing that I'll add, I do think it fits within the conversation just generally about this. I'm pleased to report that we were notified that through the Red Sea CFA grant
Mhm.
process that we are receiving $73,125, I
Yep,
believe it is, in funding towards the Smart Growth Plan.
So
So
one of the few county
the-
applicants, or?
there were a bunch of different applications through process, some of them much larger, not for the same projects
Okay,
though.
okay.
So that will go to help support this project. But again, it was budgeted for because we knew the priority, but we were kind of doing that dance with all that was going on towards the end here, okay? Anything else further? Seeing none, I'll ask,
Oh, just on top of that,
Yep.
the 25,000 that hopefully we'll get from the energy communities.
Yep.
So that will be a fully
Did you
funded
second this?
study, basically.
roll call please.
No, make that.
Thomas Wood,
Okay, so we accepted the changes. Okay. Yes, with the changes.
Meg LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Weaver.
Yes.
Mike Absent.
Yes, resolution carries. Marty's absent. Okay. All right, lots of drafts.
Mm.
Go through this. Draft minutes, draft department reports, draft appointment of Tyson Brown as a maintenance worker. I do want to point out again, I think I've been saying this last couple of times, trying to coordinate this at the same time period, working with civil service for these two individuals. So don't be shocked if either one of these gets pulled next week
Okay.
as we continue to work through the system on that. So Stephen Waldron, and again, that's not a reflection of them, it's,
Yeah, just the process.
yes. Deputy Highway Superintendent reappointment. Jim is asking for an appointment of Tim Lamica as an auto mechanic in the Highway Department. Vacancy does exist, and Jim is making that recommendation, okay?
Mhm. He's actually had a discussion with Tom.
Yep.
Where does that fall in civil service land?
That, he did a general posting, and again, yes, we could get to next week if we find out that he's not eligible, but I think that one will go through. Planning board member reappointment, this is an individual that we had before, we got certification of interest, and want to execute that. No.
Outside, external.
Highway department purchase request for truck. At the end of the year, not surprised that the highway department is looking at just what resources they have and looking for a new truck.
Mhm.
Not, and I should say, it's not a plow truck too.
No.
CVPH ambulance service agreement, thank you to Meg on her work for helping to streamline the general nuts and bolts of that agreement.
I'm gonna pass that thanks along to Pat.
So, and then Morrisonville
Mhm.
ambulance service contract. Tom loves a good 3% site plan return deposit. And
There's two.
there's two, there's one for Schluter system, budget amendment. And then, this is when we get into a number of, I didn't even keep them separate. As I said before, the resolution this week that we passed was to put the water capital plan on file. These are to execute paperwork and support of the general capital plan moving forward. And as we potentially go into for bail and bond and stuff, having these will be
So
important.
starting with the well two testing.
Yeah, a number of them, we're just trying to keep them all packaged together.
And they're all on down to Route 9 North Pump Station. All of those.
Mhm.
Oh, all the way down. I
Yeah, all the
think
way
they're
down.
all associated with the station.
No.
Well, those are all ones that are
Yeah,
associated.
they're packaged, okay? So, I'm not gonna go through every single one.
No, but I just wanted to make,
Yep.
which ones were,
So that's
because
where
the last one doesn't look like it would fit in.
those would stand. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
What, the Route 9?
The street light.
Street.
No, not that. No. The street light is not part of it.
The pump station does.
Okay. Let me just make sure that I've got everything here. The installation energization of a streetlight at 285, which is near Lenny's or is
Yeah,
Lenny's.
it is Lenny's.
It was requested a number of years ago. It was turned down. I will be one of the first people to say that I voted against it at that time. Upon further exploration and conversation, even with the former town supervisor, Bernie, I was under the impression that the request was that it was gonna go literally kind of facing in the parking driveway rather than on the Tom Miller, because
Okay.
that road / driveway is a future potentially connector road. And there was a bit confusion and frustration there. Talking with Rick, seeing that we are having increased building and traffic up there, and where the request has come again, I'm gonna support it this time, as long as the arm is hanging over Tom Miller. So, it is not pivoting.
Facing into
It is
the-
not pivoting into the driveway. We don't like, private driveways in that fashion. It's safety on the Tom Miller. Whether or not directional lighting, you gain some of it from that is a different story, but it's not gonna,
Will this be the new type of lighting? Since we're putting it up, our new thing, will this be the same type we're gonna look for in the parks and stuff with it?
no, it'll be what we have right now. We haven't changed our lighting design, so.
Okay.
No, I appreciate the language that facing,
Yeah.
because that would've been
Yeah,
one of my
and
questions.
that, and I'll be honest, and that was part of, a little bit of my own rationale, that how it was explained a little bit before, when I had inquired from Bernie, when I used to go to him and say, what are we doing and what's kind of the justification? I was more under the impression that it was like we were trying to light a private drive, so.
Okay.
Okay? That is it for me, but I do know that there is a motion to go into an executive session for 2 items tonight.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for proposed pending or current litigation regarding Saranac Power. And to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person, corporation, or matters leading to said dismissal, removal, promotion, appointment, employment, discipline, demotion, or suspension.
Okay. Is there a second? Fave, Tom Hood, going in at 6:24 PM. Can I get a roll call real quick?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Beaver.
Yes.
Mike Castle.
Yes, going in, there will be no action tonight, so.